The high price of efficiency. The cost of reinstating terminated government employees and contracts. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, a cornerstone of the second Trump administration, has slashed spending at unprecedented levels. But at what cost? As lawsuits pile up from improperly terminated employees and cancelled contracts, the potential financial burden of reinstatement and compensation could be astronomical. Let's break down the numbers and see if cutting the fat has actually created an even bigger mess. The human cost. Reinstating terminated government employees. Firing thousands of employees actually cost more than keeping them. One of Musk's first major moves was a sweeping effort to shrink the federal workforce. Reports indicate that approximately 25,000 government employees were let go under his department's cost-cutting measures. However, mass terminations come with a price. Legal challenges. Many of these terminations have been challenged in court, leading to temporary restraining orders preventing further dismissals. A growing number of employees are demanding back pay and reinstatement, citing wrongful termination. The cost of legal battles, settlement payouts, and potential reinstatements could far exceed any projected savings from layoffs. In a stunning twist, legal experts predict that if courts rule against the government in mass reinstatement cases, taxpayers could be on the hook for billions in back wages and damages. The Department of Government Efficiency has been involved in multiple legal proceedings since its inception, while specific numbers of cases lost are not fully detailed in public records. Several notable instances indicate outcomes unfavorable to DOGE. Access to personal data. A federal judge temporarily blocked Musk from accessing Social Security Administration systems containing personal data on millions of Americans, describing their efforts as a fishing expedition. Treasury Department systems. Musk faced legal setbacks regarding access to Treasury Department systems used for distributing federal funds. Judges in Washington and New York imposed restrictions or temporary blocks on Musk's access to these systems. Transparency lawsuits. Elon's department has encountered lawsuits challenging its transparency and operational legitimacy, reflecting ongoing legal challenges to its authority and practices. These instances highlight some of the legal challenges Musk's department has faced, though a comprehensive tally of cases lost is not readily available in public sources. The contract catastrophe. Undoing Elon's terminations. Canceling contracts was supposed to save money, but what if it does the opposite? Musk's aggressive approach to canceling federal contracts was intended to trim waste, but it may have opened a Pandora's box of legal liabilities. Over 7,000 government contracts have been terminated, with reported savings of $22 billion. However, contract law is complex, and many companies are fighting back. One case in Connecticut involves Selene LLC, which lost $70 million in contracts overnight, and is now pursuing legal action. Lawsuits from defense contractors, infrastructure firms, and research institutions could demand full contract value payouts for breach of agreement. If courts side with these companies, the government may be forced to pay out more than it saved. With the possibility of reinstating cancelled projects and awarding damages, the cost of cleaning up these cancellations could run into the tens of billions of dollars. The legal tsunami. How much will court battles cost? What happens when you fire employees and cancel contracts faster than the legal system can keep up? Musk's drastic measures have triggered a wave of litigation, and the associated legal fees alone could be staggering. Government attorneys are overloaded with wrongful termination and contract breach cases, requiring costly private legal firms to step in. Some estimates suggest the federal government may spend more fighting lawsuits than it would have by keeping contracts and employees intact. If even a fraction of lawsuits succeed, settlements and damage payments could wipe out any financial gains Elon has claimed. In a bitter irony, this attempt at efficiency may become one of the most expensive government blunders in modern history. Did Musk really save money? The truth behind the numbers. Are taxpayers actually getting a good deal, or is this just an accounting illusion? While Elon claims to have saved tens of billions of dollars, critics argue that the true cost of these actions has been deliberately underreported. Many of Musk's reported savings fail to account for future legal liabilities and compensation costs. A closer look at budget documents suggests that billions in cancelled contracts may need to be reinstated, leading to delayed payments rather than true savings. If forced to reimburse contractors and reinstate employees, the government could be on the hook for an even larger bill than before. As watchdog organizations investigate these numbers, it's becoming increasingly clear the real financial impact of Musk's cuts may be a disaster in disguise. Was this really efficiency, or just a costly gamble? The Department of Government Efficiency was created to cut waste and streamline federal operations, but the reality may be far more chaotic, with mounting lawsuits, potential reinstatements, and hidden financial risks. What was once hailed as a bold reform effort could become one of the most expensive legal nightmares in US history. If every improperly terminated employee and contract were to be reinstated, taxpayers could end up paying more than what was saved. So, was the Department of Government Efficiency truly a victory for fiscal responsibility, or just another costly government experiment gone wrong? The numbers tell a sobering story, and the final bill may not even be in yet. Estimating the total cost of reinstatement and compensation for every improperly terminated government employee and every improperly terminated government contract would require a detailed assessment of number of cases, the total number of wrongful terminations and improper contract cancellations. Litigation costs. The average cost of litigation for wrongful termination and contract disputes. Back pay and benefits, compensation owed to wrongfully terminated employees, including salary, benefits, and potential interest, severance, and damages. Any additional compensation for emotional distress, punitive damages, or penalties. Contractual penalties, payments required to settle disputes with contractors, including lost profits and penalties. Reinstatement costs, administrative costs to rehire employees or reinstate contracts. Estimated costs, government employees, assuming 50,000 wrongful terminations. Average litigation cost per case, $100,000. Average back pay and damages, $250,000 per employee. Subtotal, $17.5 billion for litigation and compensation. Government contracts, assuming 5,000 improperly terminated contracts. Average litigation cost per case, $500,000. Average contract compensation, $10 million per contract. Subtotal, $52.5 billion for litigation and compensation. Total estimated cost, employees, $17.5 billion. Contracts, $52.5 billion. Administrative reinstatement and compliance costs, $5 billion. Potential interest, delays, and miscellaneous costs, $10 billion. Grand total estimate, $85 billion. This is a rough estimate and could vary significantly based on actual case numbers, settlement agreements, and legal precedents.